It all starts on the title slide, which is nothing more than the name of your company, your name, a date, which is really there so you know which version of the slide deck we're looking at, and then a teaser. This teaser is just enough information to let the audience relax while you're talking about part two, which is the problem. On this slide, you're going to present in a very brief amount of time what problem space you're dealing with. And this could be either directly, what problem are you solving? Or it could be a description of a trend that's happening in the world that you're going to follow along with. Right? And within this description, you're also going to describe why this is important. We need to solve this. Right? There are many problems out there that are not being solved, and they're not being solved because nobody cares. So within a minute or two, you're going to explain the problem space, but not talk about the solution. That then comes on the next slide. In this slide, you're going to, again, briefly describe how you solve the problem. You're not going to go into great detail. You're not going to provide every little bit of information needed to understand how it works. Neither are you going to describe the backstory. We don't care, usually, about the history of how you came up with the solution. We only care about whether or not it solves the problem. In most cases, the history is irrelevant. In too many cases, the entrepreneur thinks that that's the really interesting part of the story. How it is that they hit their head, came up with the flux capacitor, and so forth. Well, in reality, it's just usually not that interesting. What's really interesting is that there's a problem out here, and I've come up with a great innovative solution. It's all we need to hear. Then you move on to the customer. Who has this problem? Tell us actual stories from actual customers that you've talked to. And if you're not that far along, if you don't have actual customers, then tell us stories about conversations with potential customers. In all cases, you can hide the names if you need to or if you want to. What we want to hear about is personas. We want to hear about types of customers that have this problem that you're solving. All right, so you're going to tell us stories about Bob. Hey, here's Bob. He works for XYZ Corp. His title is director of whatever. He has this problem. He hits his head on the wall every day, and we're coming along like shining knights on white steeds, and we're solving it for him. Right? If you have more than one persona, more than one customer segment that you're dealing with, well, then do one slide per persona. Right? Tell us a little bit in just a few minutes about the types of people that you think will be buying your product or service.